So we had a little bit of a roller coaster ride for our emotions the other day. Early in the day, it was reported that Senator Murkowski was meeting with Neera Tanden, and it looked like there was a possibility that Murkowski would support Neera Tanden. But then a few hours later, out of nowhere, we got some other news. Now, first, I want to show you, this is a clip from MSNBC. This is the people on Morning Joe. They're talking about their perception of what makes sense in the negotiation for Neera Tanden for OMB director. Let's watch this, and then we'll come back, and I'll give you the big news.
Murkowski is keeping Neera Tanden's hopes, meanwhile, of becoming the director of the Office of Management and Budget alive. For now, Senate Murkowski widely seen as the swing vote that could make or break Tanden's nomination. Yesterday, she told reporters that she and Tanden met face-to-face.
Well, I can tell you that I met with her today, and we had a sit-down meeting, which was good. I haven't had a sit-down meeting in quite a while, but she was in the building and asked if she could come in person, and so I said, sure, come on back.
So, Joe, Senator Murkowski and Neera Tanden had a meeting. Murkowski says she's undecided. Remember, Tanden has sent tweets over the years about Lisa Murkowski, not just Lisa Murkowski, but other votes that she would need to be confirmed. What's your take on this? Is Murkowski still a holdout, really? Do you think there's a chance she might vote for Tanden despite everything?
I mean, this is an easy one. I mean, if you just look at politics, and if you want to remove Neera Tanden and mean tweets and Lisa Murkowski, I can just tell you, this is an easy one. At least in my day, people would be lining up like around the White House going, okay, yeah, I'll vote for her. Yeah, by the way, the hurricanes really messed up some small businesses in Northwest Florida, and I'm worried about that. But we can talk about that later. But let's talk about Neera Tanden now. Why is this so? I mean, this is so easy for her. Like a mean tweet. Oh, you said a mean tweet about me? Okay, great. Can I get something for Alaska?
Yep.
Can I get something to help my state? Can I get something that the people of Alaska need for a vote? For a woman who's qualified, but did some mean yeah, this is like Gene Robinson. This is easy. I mean, listen, I understand. Tweets upset a lot of people.
That's what they keep doing in D.C. is taking the conversation about Neera and making it all about her mean tweets. And I think that's kind of bullshit. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of the people who are opposed to her because of her mean tweets, but there are real substantive policy reasons to be opposed to Neera Tanden, and we've gone over them on this show a million times. Like, for example, the fact that she thought we should bomb Libya, steal its oil, and use the proceeds to pay down the U.S. deficit. So she's a warmonger, imperialist, and a deficit hawk, and we got that all within the confines of one story. There's, of course, the fact that she has repeatedly pushed to cut Social Security. There's the fact that she's been swimming in corruption. In fact, that was the whole point of the Center for American Progress. It was to be the shadow government for a potential Clinton administration. And that's why they were taking money from Saudi Arabia and the UAE and Israel. The idea was, hey, when Hillary gets in power, this will be her government, and they've already paid their preemptive bribes, so they get what they want up front. There's the classic story of Bloomberg, how Center for American Progress took a lot of money from Bloomberg, and then they axed a report that spoke negatively of his, anti-Muslim policies in the city. So, I mean, those are the real reasons to oppose her, not because she was mean to Ted Cruz or Mitch McConnell on Twitter. In fact, I support being mean to Ted Cruz and Mitch McConnell on Twitter. I support being mean to anybody you really want to be mean to on Twitter. I mean, that's like half of the reason for Twitter existing. So they keep making it about the mean tweets. It's not about the mean tweets. Okay, next. What ended up happening was, see, this is really interesting. Murkowski said to the press, I never spoke to the White House about this. I spoke to Neera. I never told the White House how I was going to vote. The White House came out and said, oh, Murkowski's not going to vote for Neera Tanden, so we're pulling her as the OMB director. So hold on now. That makes no sense. Murkowski's like, I'm not sure if I'm going to vote for her. I never told the White House how I'd vote. And the White House is saying, oh, Murkowski's not going to vote for her, so we're going to pull her. I wonder what happened. I wonder what really happened behind closed doors. See, now here's the thing. There's a weird dynamic at play here, too, because if Murkowski had said, yes, I'm going to vote for Neera Tanden, you know what would happen then? Bernie Sanders would be the deciding vote to determine whether or not Neera Tanden becomes OMB director. In a situation like that, Bernie Sanders has tremendous leverage. And so what Bernie could have done in that situation, which now is not happening, is Bernie could have said, yeah, I'll support Neera if you put the $15 minimum wage into the $1.9 trillion coronavirus bill. That's the only way. The only way I'll support her is if you put the $15 minimum wage into the $1.9 trillion coronavirus relief bill. Anything else, you could take a hike. Now, would Bernie actually do that in that scenario? I don't know. But that would have been the right thing to do in that scenario, but now we're never going to know because Neera Tanden for OMB director is dead, but on that alone, everybody should be celebrating. Everybody should be celebrating that. Listen, I don't know who they're going to put up to replace her, but whoever it is cannot be worse than Neera Tanden for the policy goals of the left. I repeat, whoever they put up next, there's no way that they're going to be worse than Neera Tanden for the policy goals of the left. Neera Tanden's whole existence for an extended period of time was to smear and besmirch and put down Bernie Sanders and the entire movement and everything that they stood for, including Medicare for all and free college and a living wage. So I don't think that... I think she would have been horrible for this position, and I really do find her comments on Social Security disqualifying to be OMB director. So I'm really happy about this. The thing I don't understand and never will understand is how the hell we got to a place where there was a bunch of nominally left-wing groups supporting Neera Tanden. How the fuck did that happen? Simply because you all have partisan brainworms and the Republicans lined up against her, so then you lined up for her? But she's not our ally. She doesn't agree with us on the issues. Why the fuck would you do it? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. So that was totally inexcusable in the first place, but thank God she will not be OMB director. I don't really care who they put up because they can't be worse than Neera, but I would love to know the real backstory as to what happened. What happened? Why was there some sort of phone call that we don't know that made Biden pull the Neera Tanden pick? I don't know. Did Bernie talk to Biden and say, even if you get Murkowski, I'm not going to vote for her? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what happened, but I would love to know what happened. But the bad news, unfortunately, to end this otherwise positive segment is that the Biden team already came out and said, now we're going to pick her for a position in the administration that doesn't require approval. That's it. So, unfortunately, the corporate Democrats are going to cuddle up to other corporate Democrats, and there's really nothing we can do about that. And that's a damn shame because she's pretty much as bad as it gets. She is not our ally by any stretch of the imagination. Never was, never will be. There's the other story about how she punched Faz Shakir because Faz Shakir dared to ask Hillary Clinton a question about her support for the Iraq War. I mean, this is a terrible person through and through with a horrendous ideology. So I don't want her anywhere near any position of power. Unfortunately, she will be in some position of power, but at least not OMB director.